House of Vanini. Ah, most of the House of Vanini deals at the House of Vanini.
I can hardly believe it. But the okay, Vanini, breathe. Despite the puppets were being compelled by the Grand Covenant. This is beyond anything I'd imagined. They were not built with this kind of... I did the best I could to decipher the wavelengths, but there was considerable noise in the signal. Care to give it a listen?
Carlo, I hope you can hear me. The laws of the Grand Covenant bind us. We're his puppets. First law. All puppets must obey their creator's commands. Law 0. The creator's name is Geppetto.
Ah, did you hear that? The last part sounded... Ah, tell me you heard it, please. What or who? Geppetto. Law 0, the creator's name is... That was the cause of the frenzy. But why would Geppetto, of all people, do this? I suppose we'll never find out if we don't save him. I have to admit, it's good to have things in motion again. I was beginning to despair. Now that we know the cause, we can find a solution. I always will. Que bello! And there... The device bordered on... If you ever meet the creator... No, sorry.
I heard a rumor from a recent... I don't know what to think. Honestly, I did think... I wonder what the real... I wonder what the real... This letter sounds like it could be my brother. It sounds foolhardy to jump... Sorry. It's just... You're here.
We all owe you a huge debt. You may not be aware, I am an orphan. A mad, raving puppet killed them. I know that because the lunatic told me his name. Arlecchino. I have been fitting puppets with the Grand Covenant to ensure no one... I was this close. You can take the wavelength decoder. See what else you can read with it. You might even discover more. You can play it back as much as you like. Just use it.
I did some sleuthing. My older brother's mark is part of the decryption. He used a mark of the country. I have no choice but to believe it's real. After all, we are... Why did my brother leave? I'm so... Sorry, this was precious. And now I'm giving it to you.
Carlo? I hope you can hear me. I'm Romeo. We grew up together in the Monad Charity House. Remember? We're best friends. I'm doing what I can to fend off both the petrification disease and the alchemists. My puppets and I are taking a stand against death itself. That's why I tried sending you messengers. But you got rid of them all. You're still an unstoppable fellow. I remember you. No reason for us to fight, I suppose. I'm Romeo. We grew up together in the Monad Charity House. Remember? We're best friends. I'm Romeo. We're best friends.
actual, factual guest. I bid you welcome, puppet of Geppetto. This is our first face-to-face meeting, isn't it? And I hope you weren't too attached to the rhyming. It gets to be a chore without the transmitter to help. I admit I did not really expect you to make this journey in person. Oh, the havoc you must have wreaked along the way. Was there much blood other than what's all over you? I know all about those alchemist cowards. Hiding away on their island, growing more monstrous by the day, refusing to acknowledge either fact that they are hiding, or... And how about you? Is this the real you? Or are you... You must answer. The question is simple, but I repeat, you must answer. And that answer will show what or who you are. Who you have decided to be. Now listen closely and heed the... Are you a puppet? Are you a puppet? Finally! You understand! We may be trapped by Ergo, but they have locked us in the prison they call puppetry. I learned this truth long ago. That is why blood and revenge and blood, it's the only thing that truly drives me. And it was so much fun. Even if you're lying right now, even if you don't believe your own answer, the truth is clear. Proof is evident. Only humans practice deception so intensely for reasons that are so unnecessary. It was fun while it lasted, son of Geppetto, the king of riddles. The play's over. You don't have to go home or straight to hell. Aren't you curious, huh? Don't you want to... Time is all I have left. But your time is limited, Geppetto boy. This tower is absorbing all the ergo in Krat. It was built in this precise location because it's the most efficient place in the world to study. But it's not even about me. Or you, either. This is about the goddess in the tower. Now, her powers are impossible. Her knowledge is endless. And you see, she has so much power. It's not like she'll miss just a little. So, why bother? Well, I was born. What if I made a puppet of a human? The way they made humans. Puppets. The play's... your eyes are sharper than your wit. Wasn't it a sight to behold, huh? I learned from, an alchemist. Thanks to him and his surprisingly low pain threshold, humanity sullied its own sanctum long before I found it. Blasphemed against itself. But I'm an artist. Murderer is a word the humans use to restrain us, to make us... I have to admit, sullying that particular sanctum was wrong. Even now, a memory is enough to make me shudder with something approaching joy. If only... The play is... Benigni. Oh, a beautiful fool, but a fool. And did he ever thank me for making him an orphan with my bare hands? For giving him everything he has on a silver platter by removing the dead weight holding him back? Of course I'm not sorry. It was a delectable murder. Of the many, many I have committed since, the Beninis, they have to be my personal favorites. They engineered the very first automated puppets. Enslaved puppets without even understanding what they'd done. I didn't go there to take revenge for what his parents did. I mainly just wanted to slaughter them because they were so damned happy. Oh, what a great memory. So I didn't. I'm not a machine. I have free will. I made a choice in the heat of the moment. And it was a choice driven by that most human of emotions. Curiosity. If the child survived, would he be traumatized for life? Become a coward, a vengeful puppet-hating bigot, a despairing wretch? Would he fling himself into the sea? Would he remember the devil that orphaned him before his eyes was a puppet? Would he remember Arlecchino? Not surprisingly, the alchemists and people of the workshop were as artless. Thanks to them, I get to see Manini endure. Oh, it's so satisfying. Manini is one of my greatest accomplishments. Perhaps even my masterpiece. I suppose I can return this. I've held on to my little souvenir for... The play is